guys. Hi guys, so today is going to be a bit of a different video and it's something that I've been thinking of doing for the past couple of days now. If you are just stumbling across this video for the first time, hi, my name's Sophie and I have recently just got married to my best friend. We got married in Las Vegas and it was super magical. And as of tomorrow we would have been married for 4 weeks, so technically nearly a month, not quite yet. So yeah, and everyone always hears about the wedding, they see all the photos. I've posted loads of photos and videos, but this is sort of like the other side of having the wedding and the post-wedding, and more specifically the post-wedding depression. Now, depression is not a term that I use lightly, and if you've seen any of my other anxiety videos or mental health videos, you know that I have suffered with anxiety and panic attacks in the past, and I have suffered with depression on a couple different times, most notably the time that I tried to go to university. But that is for another video and I will link all that down below. So yes, I have experienced having those dark times, and I could recognise when that was coming back into my life. So a week ago we actually came back to the UK. We'd had 4 amazing weeks away for the wedding and the honeymoon in Florida, and it was like coming back to reality. And even the couple of days before, when we were still in Florida, I was getting quite emotional and quite teary. I didn't want to go back. I felt like everything was fine being in Florida. There was no reason for us to go back. Obviously we couldn't have stayed there. But I just didn't want that wedding and honeymoon bubble to end, which is completely understandable. And like, I was really teary that night. And we came back to the UK, and last weekend I was a wreck. And that Saturday, obviously I was very jet lagged, I was very tired, so that's probably factored in a lot to it. But you have months of build up to this big wedding event, and within a day it's over. And I was fine, obviously, the 3 weeks we had in Florida for our honeymoon, because we were still in that bubble. We were off work, we were relaxed, we were enjoying ourselves, everything was great. We were spending time together, like, it was amazing. It wasn't until we came back when everything hits you that, oh crap, we've got work to go back to, we've got bills now to pay for the wedding, because like, that's in the back of your head, but you don't really think about that whilst you're away. You're like, shit, we've actually got to pay for the rest of this wedding now because we're still paying it off, and for the honeymoon. And it just, everything hit me and I couldn't cope with it. On that Sunday I didn't want to get out of bed. That Saturday night before, I was like crying my eyes out to Darren, and I didn't want to go back to work. Like, I like my job. Like, love's a strong word. I like to love my job. I don't know if anyone truly loves their job. I mean, that's a hard thing to say. But I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go on Monday back to it. Like, I just didn't want to. And I like the people I work with, and I like the job, and I can do the job, and it was hard. And it was taking me back to when I had that depression stage and all that high anxiety when I was working back at Cath Kidston a couple of years ago. I was getting the same symptoms, the same feelings, and I could recognise that in myself. And on that Sunday I woke up and I was just crying, and I physically could not get out of bed. Like, Darren had to come up and literally try and pull me out of the bed, and like, I was trying to pack away things and I was just like crying all the time, and I was just miserable the whole day. And yes, people say to you, well, you can just wallow and wallow in your misery, or you can just change your thoughts and think more positively and get over it and get on with your life. But that is very hard. If you have been that low, it's so hard to just like flip a switch, because you can't. I mean, some people might be able to, but for me, I couldn't just flick a switch and just move on and be happy. It's a feeling so deep inside you of just like sadness, and like you might not even know why you're feeling it. And like I said, there's this whole build up of the wedding and being so excited for it, and then it's all over and you're like back to normal now, and it's like, it sucks. As you know, I say, it totally sucks. And I saw another YouTuber, Helen, she talked a bit about it as well once her wedding was over, and just she had slightly different emotions towards the sadness and the reasons behind it. Yeah, I was just super down, and I was crying, and Darren was like, you need to stop crying, like, and I was like, oh, I can't help it, and he's like, I know you can't help it, and that's the thing, you can't help it. You're feeling these things, you may not even know why you're feeling it, and that's the most confusing thing for other people to see and hear, because it's like, oh, how can you cry if you don't know why you're crying? But if you've suffered it, you know it's just this overwhelming feeling of just sadness, really, is how I can put it. And that continued on through this past week, and I feel I was also suffering with separation anxiety from Darren, which, again, saying it out loud, that sounds weird, and it sounds like something a child would suffer with, you know, being away from their parents, being homesick and that sort of thing. And like, you're like, oh, my dog's got separation anxiety and stuff, but it's a real thing that humans can get to, and it's not something that, like, you have your more well-known mental health issues and anxieties, but I feel no one really talks about separation anxiety, or at least that I've seen. And I'd spent 4 weeks being with Darren 24/7, and I loved it. Like, he's my best friend, and I've loved being with him for all that time. But going from that to then being away from most of the day from each other, it was an awful feeling. It's like my heart was about to burst. That's the only way I could describe it. Like, I just felt like I wanted to just drive home from work in that instant and just drive to his work, which is like half an hour, 45 minutes away, and just to be with him. And I would cry on my way to work, I'd cry in the morning, I'd cry in the shower, I was crying on the ferry to work. Like, it was getting to a point where I was like, yeah, something's not right here. And I even went into work and started crying in front of my boss, which I hate to do. I hate to bring that sort of side, like, they know that I've suffered with anxiety and that, and it just saying that you've got this separation anxiety, people would just be like, you're an adult, get over it. And you can't. It's chemically within you that you feel that way. And like, I would just worry so much because I wasn't with him, and I'd be like extra worried about him driving to work, and I just feel so sad that I wasn't with him. And we've been talking a lot lately about even like doing our own businesses just so we can be together. And like, I have this lovely vision of us one day owning like a tiny house together, or an RV, and travelling around America. But deep down, that is something that we'd like to like spend more time together. Like, I was even like, this is how like into a state I was thinking, how can Darren and I work together? Can I go and work with him at his work now? Could he come and work for the company I work for now? Like, that's like, obviously no, we couldn't. Like, they're completely different fields, but that's like how my brain was thinking. And we're a week on from coming back off holiday. I'm still feeling out. Obviously at the moment it's the weekend, I'm okay. I know that tomorrow when it comes to going to bed, because it's always around bedtime that I get more anxious and my mind overthinks more and I get more emotional because I'm tired. I know I'm gonna dread going back to work on Monday. I just know it. I don't really know what to do about it currently. Part of me is thinking hopefully it will just pass. Part of me is like, shall I go to my doctor and actually mention this? Because the anxiety meds I'm on at the moment are an antidepressant. That is something that they're also treated for, and I'm like, should I go and get that up? But part of me doesn't want to because I've been so fine up until this. I think it has just been that we've been looking forward to spending so much and having 4 weeks of being away and not having to worry about anything, and now it's like back to reality, and it does suck. But hopefully with time and just getting back into the swing of work and just back into our normal routine, things will subside, hopefully. But yeah, it was just something I wanted to get off my chest, and because up until this past, I made that video sort of before we went away about was I still dealing with anxiety, and I was like, no, I'm pretty fine. I was like, I may not be fine in the future, but I'm fine now, and this video is just proof of that it's manifested itself in a different way, and I get really low points at the moment, and I am hating being away from Darren, and you can say, oh, just get over it, oh, just move on and stuff like that, and it's like, you can't tell someone to just do something. It's that word, just. It doesn't fix everything. It doesn't fix anything. Yeah. Part of me the other day was thinking, if I've got so emotional and sort of wound up and sad about post-wedding, what am I going to be like one day post having a baby? Like, I think there is definitely a large chance that I'm going to get postnatal depression. I mean, I might not. I mean, I might be so overjoyed with having a baby. But I could understand, like, I know it's not exactly the same situation, but you've got that whole 9 months of build up. Then you have the baby, you've got this great little thing. But it's completely different in a way. And I mean, I obviously don't know how to explain that because I've not had a baby and we don't plan on having a baby for a while now. So mother-in-law, if you're watching, not quite yet. But yeah, I think there is definitely a great chance that might be something that I suffer with, and I can definitely see how that's possible and how women get that, because there is such a big build up, and obviously people suffer with postnatal depression for different reasons and they feel different ways, but it is that same sort of thing of they can't help feeling that way. You can't tell them to just enjoy your baby, just get on with life, you've got a baby to deal with, because they're feeling so down at that stage, and they don't want to feel down. Like, I don't want to feel down this week. I'm like, we're back in our own house, I'm married and I've got a job, but I just don't, I don't want to say I don't feel happy, because I'm overjoyed that me and Darren are married now, but I don't feel me, I think is the best way to say it. And yeah, so I don't know what else I can say. I feel like I've probably said all I can say for now. I'll probably might do an update video sort of a couple weeks, months, see how it goes, but for now I'm just plodding along day to day, and if this video can sort of help someone and share the fact that they're not alone in what they're feeling, then it's been worth sitting here for 15 minutes and talking to you. I wanted to just, again, raise awareness of the fact that post-wedding depression is a thing. You think it would be the happiest time of your life after the wedding, and definitely the 3 weeks that we were away on our honeymoon were. But now coming back to reality. It's sort of like you've landed with a bump and it doesn't feel great. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with separation anxiety and it sucks. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Bye guys.